What's up, guys? My name is Henry. I love music. This is where I talk about it. Welcome back to Henry Loves Music Online, the series where I'm not just talking to people in Dallas, we're going across the country and across the world. And today I have a very special guest. Who am I here with and where are you from?
ezcodylee from Los Anarchy, California.
There you go. Now, before I even start anything, I gotta say this interview and anything that we've done together has been such a long time coming because you were like one of the first artists I ever like got support from all the way back when I started. It was crazy.
But I love like music journalism, and I feel like you like one of the last like real ones. So I just wanted to show like love to you specifically to just highlight the way you talk like on topics and like are just so organic about like the things you love and care about, and also like look for it because I feel like something that's also lost in like today's journalism is that people don't care about shit they don't know about.
For
You know
sure.
what I mean? And I feel like you were really breaking like that mold a lot. So it was dope to see. But I'm definitely a fan, bro. I watch him all the time.
I appreciate it. That's super sick. It was literally like 2 months after I started posting videos, and it had felt like I was just like throwing stuff into the air with like nobody watching. And then
But that's the way to do it.
yeah, and then you hit me and you were like, that gatekeeping video was fire. And now it's crazy to think that was almost 2 years ago because now we're here and you're like a few more albums past then and you have another one coming up. Such a crazy year last year and a crazy start to this year. It's super sick to see the growth.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I really spent like the last because this is the first time I spent the calendar year between like releasing anything. And like I feel like I'm the only artist like at my size and in my scene to like do it successfully because like to me it wasn't like about any type of like mystique. Like I was super interactive and like communicative with like my support and shit. Like I was taking the year away like purely for the quality of music and like wanted to spend like the longest time I ever did on a project and like give my like whole passion on it, like experience stuff, like learn how to be more like vulnerable, I guess, like in the moment. Because I know how to talk about like past trauma and stuff like that in the music, but just finding a way to talk about shit that I'm experiencing today that I'm not like super proud of or like not super keen to be like so honest about. And even just like learning new music. Like, as someone who makes like content, like in order to put a video out, you need to truly like study and research to make it as high quality as possible. Cause it's like you can talk about it from the perspective of everything you know, but it's like I didn't like grow up on punk music, you know what I mean? So it was like something that I really need to like dive myself into and figure out what do I like, what do I not like, what inspires me to make, what doesn't inspire me to make, but I love to hear it. Like what different intricacies and ways do they like go about music that's like not so similar to the shit that like I grew up on. So then like I can apply it in the same way. But I'm just very happy that the last year played out for me the way it even did because I didn't do like anything as far as releasing. Like it was purely like the older music being newer, to like people who were just finding out about me. So it was like the promotion was doing itself. It's like I like to tell people because I know I'm yapping your ear off, but I like to tell people like the album from the '70s that you never found is not an old album. It's like new to you because like you never heard the shit, and it's like it's a whole new world for you to discover and open up to. And I like to have that ideology with my own music where it's like all that shit is fresh to somebody who doesn't know who Easy Cody is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And there's so much music that like no one's going to be first to everything. Yeah, like you said, everything's gonna
Yeah,
be new to somebody. So this whole last year of seeing features blow up and seeing all this recognition come out and you still being able to spend that time to work on the quality of this next project is super super cool, especially when not necessarily just the underground but like up and coming artists in general are so focused on a quantity over quality type of thing to get as much recognition
I
as
agree.
possible. So being in a spot where you are allowed the time to work on this next project and still have the sick year that you had last year, super cool. Super, super cool.
Thank you. I try to do both. Like I look up to people like Yeet, Future, and Lil Wayne, obviously, and like artists that I feel like really knew how to like come with something special and like full of substance every time while like doing it at a rapid rate. That's why I like plan to be. I literally just spent a year not dropping anything, so then I won't have to ever spend that year again, like in my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's like an investment year.
Exactly. Good way to put it. Great way to put it.
Kind of circling back to the when you were talking about punk music. Punk is not necessarily just the more recent route, but a lot of your music that's been coming out is very punk inspired and is punk. There's a few questions I wanted to ask about it, but the first one is you talked about like how I have to research stuff to make videos. What was it like, diving into the punk scene and going through all this different stuff to really hone in on this style that you were so passionate about?
I think the coolest thing I took away was that like it's so similar to rap culture in the way it came about. I should be saying hip hop culture, but like kind of in a way how like they both started in roots of like the press just looking for like a musical outlet to let it out, and like that kind of comes with the scene and the culture and the community that follows behind it. It was fun. Like it was like super fun. I'm like I hate like school, but I love being a student. Like I love like researching and finding new shit out, and like I spend like half of my fucking day on YouTube watching like random fact videos and stuff. That's how I found you.
That's
You know what I
funny.
mean?
That's fire.
So like researching like just punk culture and becoming like more dwelled into it was like a really cool experience, especially because like it wasn't as simple as me sitting here and watching like, like 30 fucking video essays on it. Like I went out and went to shows, you know what I mean? Like I like spoke with people who were either in bands or they did the merch for bands or they were friends of bands or people who work at venues. And just like getting so much like context and like being able to perform at like the Che Cafe was like super legendary for me, and like being able to perform at like Viper Room and all this like these different like iconic rock staples in like Southern California like really meant a lot for me. Then like different members from like bands like reaching out to me and like being super hip. I don't want to say like who, but like of like people that I even sampled and such. You know what I mean? It was like super super dope to see. It was like wonderful, honestly. And then I like found what I knew was going to be my favorite music, but I didn't know enough. You know what I mean? Like the last album, I sampled the Ramones and like
Hmm.
used the Green Day cover purely for like lore and like culture purposes. Like that is like the tip of the iceberg. You know what I mean? So like my thing was like I'm gonna make the song that's on the nose as punk as possible. I'm gonna like reference the most like popular, like kind of almost not even punk album because I knew people were gonna think that my album was not punk. You get what I mean? So it was
Yeah.
like super intentional with like the way I was like playing into the culture because I was so new to it. Then like using this like last year like really like marinate in the shit. It was like, bro, it was fucking dope as fuck. I was doing the same thing for Lil Wayne for a little while, but then like kind of everyone, the whole like homage thing became like like super fucking common. So like I pivoted to that, but that's what I plan to do after. Like I also been like listening to like a lot of gospel recently and been trying to find a way to like incorporate rage in that and shit. Like I love music, so it's like to have like given myself a proper assignment, like that shit was so fucking fun.
Yeah. It's really crazy to see how all these different genres and different areas of music intersect. Like you were saying with punk and hip hop, there are so many similarities of how it came to be that people just don't realize. And I think that's why a lot of people get so not defensive, but almost like combative whenever
Yeah,
like you were saying when you were trying to like break into the punk scene and like the intentionalities of how you sampled in the covers. Everyone wants to say that it's not punk, and like
Yeah.
is such a purist.
The gatekeeping culture, like, is just so ironic because
Yeah.
it's like they foundationalize themselves like in being different and like being so free to express and stuff like that. But then it like you said, like it's that purist traditionalist approach where like they don't want what they created to be altered to actually be altered at all. Like you get what I mean? Like it's like
Yeah.
you're free to express if you're doing it this way.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's so interesting. I feel like it's definitely shifting away from that a little bit, but there's still a huge group of punk and not even just punk, but just glazers of every genre that are like this no,
Yeah.
this it has to be
I
this
think we
way.
even see like a similar thing in like the underground rap scene where like people are
Hmm.
so like it's obsessed with something either being underground or like not being underground. But I think it's funny, like I think it's hilarious because like they don't understand how much like the media pages and like labels are already like they're already on the idea of what it means to be underground. Like these are like major label funded kids. You know what I mean? Like making music about how like lit and popular they are. Like how underground is
Yeah,
that?
the hip hop underground is like one of the most interesting scenes because of that. It's like I want to say like what people view of underground hip hop is like it's not even underground anymore. It's like you said, it's this whole label funded mainstream of
Yeah. It just
this
means young
sound.
kids on the internet at this point. That's what
Yeah,
I like to believe.
yeah, exactly. It's not necessarily about like actually being underground. It's like it's a sound, it's a production
Yeah.
style, it's an image. It's like
Yeah.
it's an outfit that people have in their heads. So
And
whenever
my culture is not your costume.
exactly, exactly.
But
It's been like yeah, it's been put into like a costume.
I love the scene though. Like, I don't say that to like talk any shit on it. I like say it to like shed light like on the irony like of it all because I think the obsession is what's killing it. I think there's a similar
Yeah.
thing going on with like the rage genre. Like fans and artists need to stop being so possessive over like what we're doing and not how it's labeled because it's like if the people like it, they like it, bro. It doesn't really matter what context it comes in, especially if like there's no true like message or meaning to it. Like if a song is underground or not, how much better or worse does that make it? Like if a song is rage or if it's rap or if it's like punk or if it's not, like what does that truly change like about the song other than context? Because like I feel like a song should stand strong if a nigga doesn't even know what punk is. You know what I mean? Like a song should stand really strong if someone never heard of the underground scene. And that's like where I like to tell people like, and the artist should still be good even if they're extremely popular. You get what I mean? Like it's
Oh
stuff
yeah.
like that where I just think it's like a lot of shit on the internet we kind of argue about for no reason.
Yeah. It becomes an obsession that like really has nothing to do with how good the music ends up being. I love the punk direction that your music has taken and I love how you've innovated it. Like we were talking about it earlier, but the song Hey Ho, the with the Ramon sample, it has become kind of like your like standout song at this point of like this new wave or this new movement that you've started, especially with like the on the radar verse, which I'm just gonna say that verse, one of the best on the radars I've heard, if not of like last year, of the last few years. It was
Thank
great.
you.
It was
I
really good.
appreciate it.
It was really good.
Like my goal with the initial song, like I said, was like for it to be the hit. Like I really want this stunt rock and like stunt and die movement to like reach as many people as possible. Not for my
Hmm.
own ego's sake, but for like the influence that I want it to have on kids to like live life to the fullest extent. Like the whole point of the stunt and die movement is not like this like suicidal live life like young and die fast like outlook. Um that like I kind of made the earlier music cater to. It's more so in a sense of like making people feel pride in the one life that they have and like living that to the fullest extent because you never know when it's over. And I just feel like, especially in today's age, in this like internet underground thing that I was speaking of, like kids love to like rage bait and like just fucking live on the internet. I guess that's the best way I can put it. Like they live like very digitally, and like my goal is to like get people like out their seats and like not only like jump and move one amongst one another, but like be loving about it. You know what I mean? Like I think that's also what people misconstrue a lot. Like a mosh pit at a show is not about like a bunch of kids hurting each other. It's about a bunch of kids like loving on each other passionately about the music that they're, you know what I mean, consuming at the moment. But like Hey Ho was me trying to make the most like on the nose punk song as I possibly could, while like incorporating elements of rage and trap music that I wanted to carry on, which I thought was fucking hilarious that like the internet reacted to it the way it did, because like Blitzkrieg Bop is about a bunch of kids in London going to a show, and like my song is about a bunch of kids, black kids in America, going to a show. So I didn't really see how it was like super disconnected from his punk roots if I talked about the literal same shit. But it's cool though. The on the radar version was like super uncalculated. I kind of just got the opportunity from on the radar to come on and like perform a song of choice. And I like wanted to do something that would connect and resonate with people while still talking about something that I truly like cared about. Because at the moment that I made Hey Ho, like the situation between like the people in our administration wasn't as strong, and wasn't as forefront, and I just felt like nobody talked about it. Like I'm not gonna name names, but there's no need to, because I literally think there's not like damn near a single other person in our underground space that like use their voice to talk about it. And our whole scene and whole fan base are just impressionable kids. Like it's not that they don't know anything, but they're constantly learning shit. So it was like my job was to try to get this information like in front of them like as soon as possible, and especially in a way where they can digest it, which is like this new age like ragey hype, music. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty much how that song came about.
Yeah, that's a really good point, especially with how you mentioned that like a majority of the underground hip hop fan base is like very chronic online digital
Yeah,
kids. And so like you said, it's not that they don't know anything, it's that they're still learning and they're still exploring what they truly like and truly believe. And so when you have, like you said, when you have people like you and people in the space use their voice, especially on the radar and invite only, very watched room is
yeah.
super cool, and it's super admirable. And
Thank you.
yeah, and especially like in combination with Hey Ho being the song, like it's a different message, but it ties back into the same punk roots. And the next thing I wanted to ask you was about the public reception of the song, because it like that's kind of where all of this like the debate of like if it was punk or like if what is actually punk really started online. People love to throw their own opinions on it. And I wanted to know, one, if or like what you thought of the discourse, and two, if all of the like support and success that kind of came from that song tuned it out a little bit.
It was beautiful. I think I know for a fact I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the people who like disagree with me. Like that's where all the real engagement comes from. Like the love will always be the strongest. Like I always like take in all the love and pay attention to the love the most. But the hate will always be the loudest, because that's what like people outseek just in society. You're supposed to tell people like three compliments before you tell them constructive criticism, because like that's the thing that sticks with them the most. You know what I mean? So my thing was like, if it wasn't for all the people like giving the negative feedback on the song, like there wouldn't be as much attention on it as there was. Um, and I also think it also exposed a lot of people to different sides of both the rap space and the punk space, where they can be like very hypocritical and gatekeepy at times. I feel like when I had a song that was going up in both scenes, like you kind of seen a negative reaction in both communities, which was like a lot of people questioned the fact of like, why do you guys not want to see artists or music that you beg to exist to go up? You know what I mean? Like everyone wants like unique artists. Like everyone wants this like non-traditionalist punk. Everyone wants this like rage music that actually holds substance. And then it's like when they get it, they kind of complain. And I think it was cool. Like I literally, I don't know. I think I have like, and I don't mean to sound like fucking pretentious when I say this, but I have like too much of like a real life, like to like I let like the negative comments like get to me, like especially when you're seeing the numbers and the audience and the fans and like the love grow like simultaneously, like just tune that shit out completely. Like also want people who are watching and like want to like they're aspiring to do anything, like rather if it be music or not, to like just know that everything is helping you, like everything is building you. Like every L should be a lesson, and if you're not learning, you're losing. I think that's the way it works. So it's like you're either taking a win or you're taking a lesson. Like there is like really nothing holding you back except for yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to me, like that negative shit could like really never hold me back. Like I think unless I was genuinely wrong or like making genuinely bad music, you know what I mean, then we'll be having a different conversation. But I think like since we're sitting here having this interview, like the song couldn't be that
Yeah.
bad.
That's true. No, yeah. I mean, if you're not failing, you're just you're either playing it safe or you're a genius prodigy like
Exactly.
God, and that's never possible. So
That
unless
inspired
you're
the whole next album. The
yeah.
whole next album, like the concept. I'll show you the cover art like off camera, but
Okay.
the concept of the whole album like is that stunting is about trying the trick. It's not about landing it. Because if you land it or not, like good job to you. But it's like all about attempting. Because most people don't even attempt. And like that's the message that I wanted to get across with this project is that I want everyone to like go out and try something. Because I think telling people to go out and do something scares them. So it's like my thing is like, don't worry about if you do it or not. Like the greatest skaters ever have the craziest bruises and scars because like they tried the dopest shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. It's all about just getting your foot in the door and getting out there and actually trying it for yourself. Because if you're not putting yourself in a position where you can fail, you're not putting yourself in a position to grow, which is
Exactly. Exactly. Henry's put it best.
I try my best. Another thing I find super cool about your style and specifically is how it works with other people's styles. Um, Obviously you have Wipe Your Nose, which like the video went crazy. Obviously the song went crazy, and it was super cool to see how like your style and your stunt meshed with Slayer's, and it's super noticeable in the song because like you have the guitars and you have the drums like transitioning into the song and then also playing in the back of your verse. What was that kind of like?
It was dope. Slayer came to me like, so I came to Slayer initially for my Stun and Die 3 album, like telling him that he was an artist I wanted to highlight on the project because I felt like he was probably the only artist paying tribute to rock music as well and as long as me, like in the underground scene. So I thought it would be like a great moment for us to have our first collaboration. We were aware of each other for like a long time before like we made that song. But it was like a super dope moment to actually see it side by side. And then kind of vice versa happened when he was working on Half Blood, which is like that project's crazy because it was like literally like a in between throwaway tape, like for his like transition from his Gaia 2 project to Gaia 3. But it was the one, you know what I mean? And like he came to me with Wipe Your Nose. He worked with like one of my best friends, like my guitarist Chris Merrick, and they fucking snapped like on the open, and I was like, of course I'd do the song. You know what I mean? Like I appreciate you for shedding light back onto the stump rock sound that I'm building and such. And the fans loved it. Like I said, I genuinely just thought the last project and the sound that I was building needed the time to like sit with people, like in order for it to see, you know what I mean, like the popularity it should have instead of like trying to force feed people a lot of quantity like of the music, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I thank Slayer so much for like giving me like that song an opportunity to like show people like what sound and scene that I'm trying to build.
Yeah, and I mean it highlighted what you were saying about punk and hip hop having such an intersection like so well because of how well it like the two genres and two styles mesh together on the song. It it yeah, it just it highlights what you're actually trying to do so much more without you having to push a bunch of quantity out. And it yeah,
Yeah.
it resonated with people. It went like nuclear. It was crazy.
Thank you. Yeah, we got a lot of plans this year. Like, but like, bro's like my best friend now. We've gotten so close over the past like 2 years, just bonding over shit. Like, really, a lot exploded for him when my album released, and he did his first performance at like my album release event in New York. Like, we started bonding like really closely ever since then. But we're like literally great minds think alike. Like, I know the fans are excited to see what comes from us as a duo, but shit, I am too, bro.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, if you're not excited about what music you're putting out, or you're not excited about what you're doing, what are you doing? I'm excited too. I'm super
Exactly.
excited.
Thanks
But
so much.
yeah. But I want to talk a little bit about your new album, as much as you can say, because it's almost done. You've been doing like the percentage of the album, like how close it is to being finished for the past, like past year, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And I think the last one I saw was at 95%, which means we're getting pretty close.
yeah. And like, I guess to speak on that because this is my first chance to really speak on it. Like, the album percentage was my way of like trying to do this untraditional format of a rollout where like you get to really sit with the artist and see how the project comes about. You know what I mean? Like, the percentage means so much to me because like at one point I really was getting like a percent closer every day, and I completely restarted the album. There's times where like you can't shoot the cover the day you want to. There's times where you get really fucking sick and can't, you know what I mean, like work on certain shit you want to work on. There's certain times where like people don't meet deadlines, or you don't like this, or you hate that, or you want to retry this, or you have technology issues and so many different things that like hold you back from getting to that 100%. But like progress is like not linear, and that's kind of what I wanted to like show people with this project, especially with the theme being about like just going out and trying something. Like, I want to see people that there's some days where like should I the album might jump like 5%, you know what I mean? You might not post that, but like there's days where like I'm making like an exponential amount of progress, and then there's some days where like days, weeks go by and like not a single thing has gotten the project closer to finish. And to me, it was really special to even see like the reception of people. Like, I've been here since 7%. I've been here since 60. I've been here since zero. I've been here since like the last 90. You know what I mean? And like people being able to like watch my process from like still like a bit of a view, because like it's like a really coded way of me like showing how everything has came about. But I'm telling you, every single like all 100 Instagram stories like serve some type of purpose to like how this project like has came about and what it means. um and I'm just excited like for all that to be like revealed upon release. But bro, it was dope as fuck. Like, it was dope as fuck. Getting to 100 is crazy, and it means a lot. Like, the album itself, the music was done at 90, but like when it comes to clearing, and when it comes to covers, and when it comes to like sequencing, and when it comes to transitions that I'll do myself, and like all that stuff, you know what I mean? Like, everything is a percent. And I just kind of wanted people like to know that like every day take a step. Like, that's all it is. Just keep taking steps, and then eventually you'll see how much distance you've made.
Yeah. Yeah, the music is just one part. There's so many more things that go into it that people don't realize. And
Exactly.
I think like you were saying, it's such a unique and like innovative way to have your community like grow with you and like see the process through this album without one not showing enough and kind of like being mysterious and disappearing, but also not showing everything and feeling like you're like recording the entire thing, having the camera in the studio.
Yeah.
it's a super cool way to see the process. I'm super excited for it. It's one of my most anticipated projects of the year, and it's with the whole stunt and die and just like the world that you have built for your music. It's like
Thank you.
such an anticipated entry for it.
Thank you so much. That means a lot.
Yeah,
It's like
I
shit I've been working since I was 16. So to like get so much like love and like appreciation on it, it's like it means the world to me.
do you think your younger self would look at where you are now and be like, oh yeah, I knew we were getting here, or like this is what I expected, or what do you think about it differently?
That's a good question. I was just talking to my girlfriend the other day about like in recent times I've been trying to like do this thing where I consolidate the concept of my younger self and older self. So then I don't need to like feel like I escaped some type of trauma or mindset, but more so or not so then I can allow myself to understand that I escaped and broke free from some type of trauma and mindset instead of like having to like become a whole new person. Does that make sense? Like I feel like
Totally.
sometimes we'll like separate the two and kind of be like this younger version of me was so fucked up and so broken and now I'm happy that I'm like this person when it's like that younger version of you did all the steps it took to grow into this person. Like I like to kind of think of it that way. So, but like to answer your question, I do think like the me that kind of came up with Stun and Die because Stun and Die was like fucking Deadspin reference, but it was like an early life crisis, like like concept that I built for myself, where like I became really detached from like everything, and I needed to find like a reason to live. Just being honest, and like Stunning was like what did it for me. Like funny enough, watching shows like Jackass and Kick Buttowski and like all these shows about like living life to the fullest extent and trying like really like dumb creative shit was like gave me purpose. Like I was like, wow, these people are living life. Like they're not just surviving, but they're like doing it to the fullest extent. And that's what really inspired me. Like it's like literally a way of life to me where like stunning and dying is like the two things that I think I should be striving to do, and then everything kind of falls over under that umbrella. The younger me would like be really like proud, but I think bro was like so conceited, like he would have known if that makes sense. Like I feel like the younger me would be happy because he wasn't so hopeful, but would also wouldn't be surprised because like it was written. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's very similar to just how like people's styles musically progress and like even just like not in musically, just how people's like creative process moves forward as they grow older in any kind of art. Like the decisions and the things that you did when you were younger, like they built where you are and who you are today, and it's like
Exactly.
you said, it's not really something you can kind of separate. So
Yeah.
it's really cool to see that kind of outlook. Plus, Kick Buttowski was like one of the greatest shows of all time. So
Yeah, 1,000%. That's like where I get a lot of the like color palette shit that I go for. I think like Kick Buttowski was one of the like coolest looking shows like I seen. Also, a point that I should make too is that like the younger me would be super proud of the fact that I've actually like dwelled into like punk rock music the way I always wanted to as a kid because of like all those Disney XD and like MTV theme songs and shit like that were like my introduction to what even music could like be like on the surface. And like always thought it was so cool, but like no one around me did. You know, growing up in like South Central LA, like it was like this isn't rap. Like that was the reaction that everyone gave me. So like to find a way to like incorporate it in my own way and also like do all the like crate digging and such that it took to like actually find the shit that like I pride myself in and like listen to on the regular, like fuck research purposes, like literally when I'm just vibing, like by myself in my room and no one knows that, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like I'm so proud of myself for like actually taking the leap of faith because I mean you've been listening for a while. I've shown like here and there moments of like incorporating rock music like into my sound, but like it was something I always wanted completely go for it, but was like scared, I guess, and wasn't like willing to accept that like as a full like personality. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, not necessarily switching, but incorporating different genres into ones that aren't typically done together. Like, no matter how similar the roots are, is always super scary, especially doing it for the first time. And so,
Yeah,
seeing it fully realized, like you said, from the different breaks and points in your career where you were like, you could tell it was an inspiration. It was like something you had in the back of your brain. To see it like fully realized is super, super cool.
yeah.
I'm just hoping I can see it live soon. I'm
Where,
hoping
where are you again? Dallas,
I'm in
right?
Dallas. Yeah, I'm hoping I can either get to LA for a show or that you get to tour and you'll be here.
Yeah, you won't have to leave. I won't say too much, but like I'll see you soon.
Okay.
I'll see you
Okay. I like it. I like the sound of that.
soon.
The last two questions I have are as kind of wrap up questions. I ask all the artists I talk to this starting like starting like a few interviews ago, but it's something that I really like. The first question is, I mean, we kind of talked about it a little earlier, but what advice would you give to either your younger self as you were starting out or kind of formulating these punk visions, or someone currently in a similar situation that's wanting to explore these different genres and different roots outside of hip hop to incorporate it? And then two, since my name is Henry Loves Music, my new favorite question to ask people is why do you love music?
Okay. So for your first question, my like advice to them would literally be like the three words we live by, which is why like you always see me like using the number three and stuff in like everything I do, which is stunt and die. Like literally don't worry about anything else. Like you will die. So it's like anything that people say about the internet, like if your music is good right now or not, if like your camera is shitty, if your mic is not good, if like your friends aren't watching your videos, listening to your music, no matter what you're doing and people aren't fucking with it, if you're in middle school, high school, or college, like out, whatever the case, at work, whatever space, it's like that generally does not matter. Like you won't be here one day. So it's like use the time that you have here to the fullest extent to like expand on your passions and like shit that you want to do and shit that makes you feel alive, shit that makes you feel like you're stunning. That would be like my greatest advice because I think like people don't do a lot of shit that people don't do or try is because they think they'll have enough time to do it in the future. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like I want people to kind of break free of like that ideology of like it really is now or never, and I want people to like like feel that. Then I love music because it's a universal language, um and it's like as people how we communicate and like love with one another. I think even like something like my standard ideology wouldn't be able to come across as well if I couldn't put it in a form of music. You know what I mean? If I couldn't put it in a way where like a culture like rap, or if you want to call it underground, or if you want to call it punk, or if you want to just call it music in general, um, we just kind of have a culture to fall back on. Um, it brings so many people together. Like we wouldn't be sitting here talking if it wasn't for our love of music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's great. I think music is like one of the most like underappreciated art forms too. It kind of gets like downplayed into like a form of entertainment, but it's art. Like these are artists, regardless of whatever like style of music they make or like whatever intentionality they have behind it. If like you're expressing yourself in a way where you're trying to where your final product is supposed to be a reflection of something you think, feel, or believe, like it's art. And I have like a deep love for being able to do that myself, but also being able to take in other people's artistry and like resonate and understand them. Some of my best friends are albums. You know what I mean? So it's like that's the reason why I love music.
Yeah. And it's super apparent just listening to your music. You can always tell when artists have a genuine love for what they're doing or when they just kind of see it as either as a form of entertainment or some kind of like get popular quick type of thing. It's super apparent
Yeah,
your love for art and your love for music. And that's one of the reasons I'm super excited to see all the stuff that comes from you this year. I can't wait.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate it so much.
Well, thank you again for coming on here. This conversation has been a long time in the making, so I'm glad we
Yeah,
got to do it.
having it the best time it possibly could. God makes no mistakes, you know?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes, sir. I'm glad we could get this done.
I am too.
So great talking with you.
I'm excited. I'm excited for you to be in Dallas at an undisclosed, unspecified date.
Yeah. Are you still are we still in the video or
We are. I'll end the recording. The recording ends here so we could discuss some confidential future plans, but it's safe to say that if you're a fan of ezcodylee, you have a lot to look forward to this year. And if you're not, now is the time to tap in. I also wanted to take this time to say a quick thank you for the recent support on the new series. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while, and I finally was able to plan it all out, which is why you've gotten the influx of interviews in this past few weeks. It's a blessing and a curse. The schedule of the artists that I wanted to talk to happened to line up around this same period, and with midterms and everything, I didn't have time to work on a full main commentary video, which is why there was no regular video last weekend, with me opting to finish this interview for Tuesday and shift that video to this weekend. I know it's a weird schedule, but thank y'all so much for the support and for giving me the grace to actually figure this schedule out. There will be a main video this Friday covering scrapped, unreleased, and lost music, so please look forward for that. And the Henry Loves Music online series will continue. Currently, we are in the planning stage for the next set of interviews, so expect not to see another one of these for a good little bit, but please know that they're in the works, I promise. Again, if you've watched this far, you guys are amazing. You're the reason I get to do this, and please, please, please come back this weekend for the main video. Thank you so much. I will see you guys then.